Hello, my name is Demetrius Nila, and here with me today is Jonathan Koch. Now, Jonathan, you have gained so much fame over the past year from working with Sonic, just in this general area. How do you feel that you're gaining so much recognition?
I'm just happy that people are happy with their experience at Sonic and their experience in general, honestly.
You said you've been working at Sonic for the past year now?
Past year, yep. A little more than, but past year.
Now, when you started out, were you always kind to your customers? Was it always the same?
Yes, yep. Every once in a while there'll be a person that kind of pushes the boundaries, but other than that, it's usually pretty good.
Have you ever clashed with a customer?
No, honestly, not really. I usually just kind of say, it is what it is, Hopefully they're going to have a better day than they are right now. And some people react differently to having things happen in their life, so I understand that.
Have you ever had a negative reaction with how you act towards your customers?
Have I had a negative reaction? No, not really. It's kind of all bygones, really. If somebody treats me badly, I understand, like I said, that it might be a bad day for them and just move on.
Now, you hold conversations with your customers, correct?
Yes.
What's the longest that you've held with one?
I try not to take too long, because if I take too long, then I'm cutting into time where I could be helping with the inside work inside. So, typically, if it's a slow day and it's a regular, maybe 10 minutes, but other than that, usually it's, get to the car, get their stuff to them, read their receipt back to them, and then, tell them I'll be right back and move along.
What do you typically discuss with a customer if you...
I usually ask where people are from. If I see their license plate is from a different state, I'll ask them that. A lot of the time we get people from Canada. I'll be like, oh my gosh, how is it up there compared to down here? What do you like about your country versus what you like here? And it's just general stuff like that. Yep. And if I know them on a more personal level, talk about, because I've gotten to know my customers over the year I've known them. So, if somebody has a business on the side, I'll ask them how that's going. If somebody has a court case or something they're working on, I'll ask them about that and how that's going and everything. So, yeah, just anybody's general interest I will look into.
Now, you said on the side that you work on video games, right?
Yes.
Could you tell us about the project you're working on right now?
Yeah, so it's actually called Produce Rush, and it is a game where you walk around and help customers out and make sure that your stands at the grocery store are stocked and ready to go. It also deals with customer complaints and how you deal with that on a a weekly basis. So, yep.
So the game... Over the course of the game, it's only a week, correct?
Yes.
And then it's sort of like a rush mode.
Yes, and then it's called overtime, which is the rush mode. So that goes into the next week from when you started.
What are some of the inspirations you've drawn for this game?
What inspirations I had to make it?
Yes.
That would be when I worked at Kroger. I worked as a produce clerk, and one day on the job, I remember just thinking about it as I was working, and I was like, I'm going to make this game. And I think I might do that same thing for Sonic. So we'll see. I might use some of the same systems.
Do you have a name for the game for Sonic yet?
Not yet, no. That's far into the future.
Now, have you ever worked with anyone on Produce Rush, or is it all by yourself?
It's all by myself. I do use models and stuff, like 3D models that will be taken from a site, which is you have to make sure the licenses work out and everything, but if something's said that it can be used in a game, then that's fine.
What are some difficulties you've had with being a solo developer?
You have to have every hat imaginable on. You have to know how to deal with audio. You have to know how to deal with art. You have to know how to deal with music, everything like that. And not being a music producer or an artist really myself, I had to learn how to be an artist and how to incorporate music and sound effects and animations and stuff like that into my game.
What did you struggle with the most to learn?
For the game?
Yes.
Oh gosh, yeah. This is actually still a problem I have going on. It's the customers when they're trying to walk to stands to ask a question to the worker, they will sometimes freak out and they will just run all over the place and or bump into each other and stuff like that or get stuck. So that's a problem I'm currently working out.
I apologize. Is there a release date you have set yet for?
Release date? No, that's TBA right now. But hopefully soon, within the next 5 months, I would say max.
Where do you plan to release it?
Steam. PC, Steam. Yep.
And you said it would be free, correct?
And it would be free. Be free to go.
All right. Now, you play video games as well?
Yes,
correct?
yep.
What are some of your favorite studios games?
There is a game developed by Crytek called Hunt Showdown. I believe, yeah, it uses the Crytek engine. When I was growing up, I played games like Minecraft from Mojang and Notch. I played Age of Empires, which is a Microsoft game. A lot of different games, honestly, just to kind of expand my knowledge to make video games, and to know what makes video games good.
What inspired you to become a game developer?
Passion. Loving video games is, you have to have that. You have to love video games to make them, because if you don't, you're not going to understand what people who play video games are thinking.
Is there a certain studio that you yourself have drawn inspiration from for your game?
Not necessarily, but there are inspirational studios of games that I have played, such as, I don't know what the game studio working on Hunt Showdown is, but I do know that Behavior Interactive works on Dead by Daylight, and I actually applied to them quite a while ago, and I got denied, but I do hold those studios to my heart because they are indie video game companies.
Now, do you had a goal to, do you want to own your own indie game?
Not necessarily. I do want to work for an indie game company. I don't necessarily know if I want to take on that added stress of owning one, because with the indie games, it could either fail or not fail. There is no big company like with Call of Duty games backing you to make sure that you have the budget you need and everything. This is all budget drawn from you and your team if you're an indie game.
Now, do you play online games? You said you played online games with your friends.
Yep.
Now, from my experience, people's personalities change so much between what they're like in real life and what they're like in an online game.
Yep.
Does that happen with you? Or are you?
I'm loud. I'm a loud person. I'm a loud person here right now with you, and I'm a loud person online. I've actually met up with some of my friends online, and I have friends from Britain, I have friends from Poland, I have friends from Kentucky, from California, Texas. I met up with somebody from Kentucky. I also have a Virginia friend. And when I met up with him, it was about 5 years ago, and it was a shocker to see that the person you've been talking to for 5 years online actually exists. And it's exactly the same as they are online.
Now, have your online friends, have you let them test your game or know about your game?
Yep. I have a friend actually that I've known for about 10 years from Britain. Him and his girlfriend have been big supporters of trying to help me test my game and make sure everything's, working. So he's been a very big help to me.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we end up?
Anything I want to add? Well, come eat at Sonic and come see me. And I hope that everybody has a good day, and that's about it.
All right. My name is Demetrius Newland, and I'm here with Jonathan Koch, and thank you for watching.